we doing this?
Again, don't do what we did.
We're trying to warn you people.
I would say
That's the theme here.
that's the theme here.
Hey guys! Welcome back to Full-Time Family Adventures. If you don't know, I'm Chris.
And I'm Noelle.
And we have been traveling and living in our RV for 1 year.
Actually, it has been an entire 18 months.
Okay,
In another
scratch that.
6 months, it'll be 2 full years since we've been full-time traveling.
So, over 1 year. You know, they say time flies when you're having fun. I guess we've been having a lot of fun. I literally didn't think it's been that long.
It's been the most fun I've ever had, the most alive I've ever been, and the closest I've ever felt to our family.
It's been great.
And while we are loving every minute of it, we started this journey basically blindly and with no preparation at all.
Almost none. Goose eggs. We just dove in. Head first.
Which has been great,
Yeah.
but we've learned things the hard way, and we're here to share with you guys what we've learned.
So we're going to discuss some of the things that we wish we knew, probably should have known, before setting out for RV life.
And make sure you stick around to the end of this video so you guys don't make the same mistakes we did.
Learn
Because
from
some
us.
of them were pretty big.
Learn from us. There's plenty of videos showing you all the cool things and the great how-tos. Maybe we can be your source of, hey, let's stay away
Here's
from
an
that
example of what not to do. So let's get into it. So the number one thing we wish we knew before full-time RV living is expenses.
Money.
Money, money, money. With RV lifestyle, some additional expenses that you may not be thinking about are fuel costs.
Fuel is a big one. Gas is expensive. We all know that. But it becomes more apparent when you're in a giant diesel truck pulling a giant fifth-wheel trailer.
That weighs tons. So another expense is campground rates. A lot of campgrounds are pretty expensive. Somewhere upwards of like $100 a night, where you could basically be living in a really nice hotel for some of these prices.
You're basically paying resort fees for a spot to park your RV.
And there are solutions to this, so we'll mention that in just a minute of ways you can save money on the campground rates, but it is something else to consider. Your maintenance costs, those expenses are higher. You're getting new tires more frequently.
And for us, that's on our truck and our trailer.
How many tires do we have altogether? 8?
And they're expensive. Trailer tires can be expensive. Truck tires are very expensive. Oil changes way more often.
And the oil changes are more expensive now too, just because
we have a big truck.
We have a big truck.
It's got to be done.
Gotta be done. Yeah. Propane.
Propane. If you're an RVer, propane is now an important luxury.
Yes.
It's right up there with gas and milk and bread.
That's right.
For heating our furnace, for using our stove and oven, it's all propane. And especially in the cold winter months, that propane goes quick when you're running that heater.
Our propane fire pit, that's nice for those nice campfire nights when you don't want to build your own campfire.
That too.
Yeah. And propane is just like adding an additional gas tank fill. Basically, you're basically having to like fill 2 gas tanks, if you will, with filling up a diesel truck and having to fill up our propane supply. Okay. If you've just started following along, last winter we spent winter in Missouri as brand new full-time RVers. So we were baptized in ice into this lifestyle. Again, don't do what we did. If there's anything you take away from this video, don't go to Missouri in wintertime. Just don't do it.
If you live in...
Just don't do it.
Yeah.
Another expense that you don't think about is mail forwarding. There's a lot of different options out there of how you're going to maintain your residency, which includes getting your mail a lot of the time. And that includes a mail forwarding service that, yes, you do have to pay for. Every time we order our mail, we are paying for that. And we keep a little fund. It's basically this little bank that we have with our mail forwarding service that gets withdrawn from our account. We're constantly having to feed our mail forwarding service bank account.
And it's not crazy money, but
it's not.
It's an expense that you might not have thought of.
Yeah, I would say
that's the theme here.
That's the theme here.
As far as expenses go, for anyone who thinks you're going to save so much money, it's not so much that you save money by not paying a mortgage and not paying rent. It's really just allocating your funds somewhere else.
You're shifting.
So that mortgage payment is now your
truck and your trailer
truck
payment.
Maintenance and your propane payment.
So another expense that just comes with full-time traveling is fun expenses. We are doing this for a reason, to get to experience things with our family, and experiences cost money. And really, essentially, that's what we did. We're trading our things for experiences. So we don't have a lot of stuff We don't have a lot of subscriptions. And so we have shifted that money into fun expenses.
Yeah, I mean, what's the point of traveling across
If
the
you
country
can't enjoy it.
if you can't enjoy the things that you're traveling to and from?
You drive by a really cool restaurant, you're like, oh my gosh, let's stop here. Let's go have dinner. And just, you know, you need to be able to drop $100 at dinner if you see somewhere you really get drawn into.
Amusement parks, museums even, and even natural spaces like national
parks.
It's not exactly free to get in all the time.
Or you have to pay for permits, for parking, for hiking, for access.
And if you actually want to take your RV into these places, there's added fees. It adds up if you plan on doing a lot of adventuring, a lot of sightseeing, and a lot of, you know, different attractions. You know, that's got to be a part of your budget.
And admission.
You're basically living out a full-time road trip vacation, which is cool.
Consistently and all the time, and that can add up and get pretty pricey sometimes. Again, depending on where you're at, and that's why, of course, there's intention and planning into our travels. But you also want to be able to just go off on a whim and enjoy the places that you just stumble across, because that's part of the beauty of traveling.
Totally.
Totes. As we mentioned earlier, we have found some ways that you can save money, at least when it comes to the campground rates and the fuel costs. Memberships. Memberships help you save so much money. If you are utilizing campgrounds consistently, a membership is a no-brainer option. And again, don't do what we did. We didn't even know this existed. Didn't even know it was a thing.
Ever heard of Thousand Trails? Because we hadn't, honestly.
No idea.
If you would have told me 2 years ago what's Thousand Trails, I would have thought you were talking about like a hiking app or something.
We set off in October of 2021, and we didn't have a Thousand Trails membership until June of 2022. That's how long we went without utilizing a campground membership. And let us tell you, the savings is like astronomical.
How did we possibly start this lifestyle not even knowing about Thousand Trails? You might be laughing at us for that, but we really didn't know. We had no idea.
But if you don't know what Thousand Trails is, let us tell you. Thousand Trails is a campground network with over 200 locations across the U.S. They offer memberships for purchase that can be maintained through yearly fees.
Yeah, so instead of paying those high nightly fees and the weekly fees for all these fancy RV resorts, spending, thousands of dollars out of your pocket every week and every month, we just have a Thousand Trails membership, which is a one-time fee.
We buy it, we own it, we can pass it along to our kids, we own it forever, and we just maintain it by paying a yearly membership fee. And for us, that's only $600.
So we have access to that whole 200 plus campgrounds all across the country.
At all times. We just go on and we book wherever we want to go. We don't pay for it because it's all covered. We pay our $600 a year, and that's that.
Yeah. So no money out of pocket, which in the long run is really cool. The whole membership process and what types of memberships they have can be really confusing.
Really confusing because there's so many options.
Not even going to pretend to tell you all about it.
There's a membership package for you.
But just know that there's all different types. And it's a whole thing.
If you're interested in this at all, we just suggest going to the Thousand Trails Facebook group, and that's a great place to start. They have a lot of options to purchase memberships used.
Right, but now we paid that, and now we, like I said, $600 a year. If we stay within that Thousand Trails network at all times,
if we plan accordingly, we can live within the Thousand Trails network, and so that's $600 a year for our rent, for our electric, for our water, for our sewer, for our trash. I don't think you can live cheaper than that. So that is one way that you can save money. I
feel like we're the last people on earth to hear about it, but just in case.
Game changer.
Thousand Trails, almost a must-have.
Yes.
For full-timers. It's worth every penny.
And another way that you can save money is by fuel cost savings programs. We have used different ones like Escapees and Mudflap. The best ones that we have utilized is actually through grocery stores like Safeway and Kroger.
It's the shopping cart. So when you go shopping, you get
enter
points
your
and
phone
whatnot,
number,
and then however much money you spend, you get that much money towards your fuel savings. And
that's where we have made the most saving. So those are two ways that you can save money: by memberships and by fuel saving cost programs like through your local grocery stores. The next thing that we wish we knew,
and this is a big one.
This is the biggest one for us. If you guys, please don't do what we did here, but you need to find the rig that's right for you.
And what do we mean by that? There are so many types of RVs.
So
you've got
many.
you've got your Class A's, you've got your Class B's, you've got your Class C's, you've got your travel trailers, you've got your fifth wheels, and then so many layouts and plans and shapes and sizes on all of those. One of the biggest mistakes that we ever made was not really
Even
looking into.
considering.
We didn't even consider all the types of doing RV life.
The idea of a fifth wheel came up and we just immediately said no. We completely blocked ourselves to
Well,
that
we didn't
option.
even think about it.
So that's what we're saying is find the rig that's right for you and allow yourself to go down all the possibilities. Please consider all the options before you say no. Go look at everything. Go inside everything.
We did start off full-time living in a Class C, which is what at the time we thought we wanted. We were dead set. We knew we wanted a drivable. We wanted it to be small,
And we wanted to be out of debt, so we bought it cash.
we paid cash for it, and we renovated it. We started living in it, and let us tell you,
Quickly realized
1 month later, we were doubting ourselves. We were struggling with the amount of space that we had with the four of us plus a dog.
because, and we'll get into our next topic in a little bit, but it's because you have to be just as comfortable inside your rig as you are traveling with it.
And while we like the Class C's for their simplicity, you just get in, turn it on, go. It never felt like a home to us.
One bad weather day and we had to stay inside, all of us, all four of us and our dog for 24 hours, and we were already like, yeah, this doesn't feel cozy.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like we could all hibernate in here together if and when you have to, which you have to when you're traveling full time.
I mean, something like that might be great for a camping trip. You might think these are so cool and have everything you need.
And they are.
But
and
for a full-time living home, we knew that
it
longevity
was
wasn't
not
going to happen.
sustainable.
We weren't going to last in that for too long.
Sustainability was a priority for us, so we just quickly made the change by trading in the Class C for a fifth wheel, which meant then we had to purchase a truck too. We didn't even have a truck. And
Yeah.
we were doing all of this while already living full time on the road.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to double back. Before we sell the house, let's look at trucks. Let's look at fifth wheels. I
No,
think
we
that's
were
our
doing
better
that
option.
like on the fly.
And that sucked because we did lose a bunch of money by trading in that Class C.
Because it lost value because of the renovations that we put into it that we didn't even
they don't-
consider.
Dealerships don't like when you paint the cabinets.
So we went from owning our home outright to entering once again into a truck payment and a trailer payment. And it's pretty much equivalent to what our mortgage payment was when we were living in a house. So once again, we wish we knew what we would have wanted before setting off.
So take your time, do your research, really consider all the different types.
options.
Because you might be surprised at what actually might
Yeah.
work for you. If we would have stayed in that Class C, we probably wouldn't have made it as far as we have.
Not even close.
I think we would have turned back and said, oh, RV life isn't for us. But really, we just weren't in the right rig. That's why finding the right rig is important. I thought maybe you were going
Right.
to say something there.
That's all I wanted to say.
All right.
Something else we wish we knew before we started was don't let analysis paralysis get the best of you.
Yeah, what is analysis paralysis? It's literally thinking too much, which I'm probably the GOAT, okay? I will not get anything done because I am thinking about it way too much.
Way too much.
So especially when it comes to RVs, and I still deal with this a year and a half in. If you wait until you've got every last gizmo and gadget that you can find on Amazon,
First of all, you'll go broke
First of
if
all,
you do that.
that's
And
silly.
secondly, you'll never get on the road. You cannot 1000% prepare for every situation that's going to come up. You just can't. So accept it right now. Just take a moment.
when it comes to officially getting on the road, you really only need the basics. I mean,
Don't overwhelm yourself.
You need a good set of wheel chocks. You need a good sewer hose, water hose, and you need a basic toolkit. Obviously, there's a lot that goes into what you actually need to full-time living, and we'll have content on that as well. But just don't feel like you have to have an entire Amazon store in your compartment.
You acquire those things over time, and
Yeah. You'll figure it out.
every family unit, every solo traveler has your own needs about what you're doing and what you enjoy and what you need. And you just don't really know that until you start experiencing full-time travel.
We didn't even have folding chairs until like 3 months into our travels.
Nope. One thing that I will say though we have known the entire time, and something that we highly recommend that you know as well, is know your why. Know your why behind why you're wanting to make a big lifestyle change, because that's different for everyone. For us, we have always known that our main goal is just to be together as a family as much as possible. It's our driving force, it's our passion, it's our why. It's what?
It's great. No, that's true. It really is.
I'm not annoying. Hang on, you're on my hair.
Sorry.
That is our why. It may not be your why. There may be some financial whys. Again, we did not jump into this lifestyle for financial reasons.
Don't do that.
But this lifestyle did answer a lot of questions that we had been asking our family for a long, long time. And it just so happened that RV life checked off the boxes. We have been able to be together more. We have been able to experience life with our boys more.
And just general travel.
Yeah.
I didn't see the Grand Canyon until this
Like
past
the other
year.
day.
And I grew up like 3 hours from it.
What's up with that, man? Why aren't we seeing these things? There's cool places out there.
So we now have a newfound passion for traveling and
For living small and for adventuring big.
boom. That's what I'm going for right there.
So if you're considering this lifestyle at all, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're always there to help you and support you. Just know that if we can do it, you can do it. And not only can you live out here, but you can thrive out here, because we sure have. And if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. We're so grateful to have you here. If this video has been helpful to you at all, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't have to type in our annoyingly long name into the search bar every time. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that you don't miss the next adventure.
So let's be friends. Come hang out with us.
We can't wait to see you on the next adventure. Bye!
Later.